Welcome to my channel Black Sheep Logic. I recently did a review of this Megger MIT485 insulation resistance tester. In that review I briefly talked about the Fluke 1507 insulation resistance tester, which we're going to take a look at today. In Fluke's lineup of insulation resistance testers, this Fluke 1507 is probably the closest match for the Megger MIT485. The main differences between the Megger MIT485 insulation resistance tester and this Fluke 1507 insulation resistance tester is that the Megger has an analog bar graph. Also with the Megger MIT485 the measurement range goes up to 200 gigaohms. With the Fluke 1507 it is only 10 gigaohms. So let's take a look at this Fluke 1507 insulation resistance test on the bench. This review will not be a detailed review as I've already covered a lot of the ground in the review I did on the Megger MIT485. This is the Fluke 1507 insulation resistance tester. Voltage, it can also perform a self-test of the battery. Ohms, this can do a relative ohms reading. And the insulation resistance testing ranges are 1000 volts, 500 volts, 250 volts, 100 volts, and 50 volts. There are 3 input jacks. Common, insulation resistance testing and voltage. Ohms, this meter has a backlight. Secondary function, which is for zeroing the test leads to do a relative measurement. PI and DIR, compare, and there's also the ability to lock a test on. This meter also has a warning light for voltages in excess of 30 volts. This meter automatically selects between DC and AC voltage. This meter is plugged into one of the receptacles on my bench, reading 238 volts, which is what I would expect. There's a warning on the display that the voltage is in excess of 30 volts, and we also have this warning light on the meter as well. In addition, if I press the blue button, the meter will perform a self-test of the battery. It's showing the battery has a voltage of 4.7 volts. Leaving the meter connected to the mains, this is in the ohms position. On the ohms setting we have no indication that there is live voltage on any of the input jacks, not even the warning light on the meter. If I move the range into an insulation resistance test mode, I do get the warning light, but it's showing me only that the voltage is greater than 30 volts AC. I have the Fluke 1507 connected to a 2.2k resistor. The input jacks I'm using are common and the ohms input jack. I have selected ohms on the range switch. The meter does not automatically take a resistance measurement. You need to press the test button. We're reading very close to 2.2 ohms. I do like that the meter holds the reading on the display. There is no continuity function on this meter. With the insulation resistance tester switched to the 500 volt range, I have switched my red test lead to the insulation testing jack. I have my test leads shorted together. Going to press the test button, and as expected there is no resistance. This verifies our test leads. I'm going to perform a 500 volt insulation resistance test on this appliance. And I'm getting a reading of around 400 mega ohms. This was intentionally a very quick review since I've already done a more detailed review of an insulation resistance tester when I took a look at the Megger MIT485. Although the Megger MIT485 is more expensive, it does provide a lot more functionality. I don't like that this meter only shows voltage present when in voltage mode. In the ohms range you get no warning at all, and in the insulation resistance testing ranges you only get a warning that greater than 30 volts is present. I also do not like that this meter has a separate ohms input jack. Thank you for taking the time to watch this review. If you did enjoy this review, please consider subscribing to my channel. Thank you very much.